Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitski. And officers are investigating a truck that ends up in a canal in northwest Bakersfield. According to BPD, it happened just after 6 this morning near Fruitvale Avenue and Snow Road. BPD has not yet said how the truck ended up in the canal. Officers say no one was injured. And a driver was arrested after leading Bakersfield police on a chase through East Bakersfield. Now, the Bakersfield Police Department says an officer attempted to pull the driver over for a traffic stop in the area of Bernard Street and Mount Vernon Avenue just before 7:45 last night. The driver did not comply, taking off and leading police on a chase that eventually ended up in the 300 block of Cooley Drive. Police say the driver ran from the vehicle to a nearby home. At least 6 units responded and surrounded the residence. BPD says the driver was eventually arrested just before 9:30. No word on the identity of the driver or why he or she fled from officers. And a man is behind bars for allegedly running an illegal gaming operation. Now, according to Kern County Sheriff's Office, yesterday they searched a home near the corner of Enger Street and Verdugo Lane. During the search, 35-year-old Nicholas Grisso was found at the residence and in possession of illegal gaming equipment. KCSO also found 5 false unemployment cards, 2 notebooks with various names and social security cards, gun ammunition, and various drugs. Grisso is facing multiple charges. And new information this afternoon in a fatal shooting in South Bakersfield. Now, deputies responded to a call of a man down with a gunshot wound around 9:45 Monday night at the corner of Gastro Avenue and Padre Street. The Kern County Sheriff's Office says the man, 29-year-old Enrique Perez Hernandez, was found with a gunshot wound. KCSO says deputies attempted to save his life, but Hernandez died at the scene. As of now, no suspect description has been released. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Sheriff's Office at 861-3110 or the Secret Witness Hotline at 322-4040. Now in your 17 Court Watch. David Moses, sentenced as a teenager to life in prison for killing an 81-year-old woman, has been resentenced to life without parole. Moses, who was 17 at the time, entered the house of Dorothy Sessions on April 14, 2010, and hit her during a burglary, knocking her down. She died from the assault. Moses and 2 co-defendants, Angelique and Katila Nash, were each convicted of murder. The Nash sisters, who never touched Sessions, were eventually released early due to charges in how juveniles can be sentenced, as well as a charge to the felony murder rule, which now says a person must actually commit or aid in a killing or have intent to kill. Now, at today's hearing, the defense hoped the judge would potentially reduce his sentence from life without the possibility of parole to 25 years to life. Instead, the judge resentenced him today after hearing from the victim's family members describing the profound impact her death has had on them. And now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic here in Kern County. Kern Public Health announces 79 new cases and 2 new deaths today. COVID-19 has claimed the lives of 415 people in Kern County since the start of the pandemic. Nearly 11,000 people are currently recovering at home, while 29 remain isolated in the hospital with more serious conditions. To date, the county has seen over 33,000 positive cases of COVID-19. And more evidence now to something we already suspected. Most Americans are stressed out by this pandemic, and large numbers are coping with mental health conditions. Now, this afternoon, numbers confirming what we see and feel all around us. The American Psychological Association finding nearly 80% of adults say the coronavirus is a significant source of stress in their life. And 2 out of 3 say they've experienced increased stress over the course of the pandemic. One of the most disturbing findings, more Americans are having thoughts of suicide, even children. The American Psychological Association says parents can encourage kids to take 15 to 30-minute breaks throughout the day to take a walk, connect with friends, watch a funny video. And one of the most reassuring findings, about 70% of us still feel hopeful about the future. Taking a look at sports, the Bats were hot last night during Game 1 of the World Series. The Los Angeles Dodgers beat the Tampa Bay Rays 8-3 It was a scoreless start, but the Dodgers started making the runs in the bottom of the fourth and couldn't stop. The Dodgers-Rays were the top two teams in their leagues before the postseason, which could make this World Series a very interesting one. Game 2 is set for tonight. Game 3 is Friday. This is a best-of-7 series, meaning that the team needs to win 4 games in order to be victorious. Rated grounds. Now, due to COVID-19, everyone in attendance will be asked to keep social distancing in mind. The event takes place from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. this Saturday and Sunday, and again on the 28th through the 21st. Normal Calm admission fees apply. Calm officials say the plan for Boo at the Zoo to return next year. For more information, visit our website, kget.com. Well, in the meantime, let's things back over to Kevin Charette. Kevin, how is that weather looking today?
Well, we're going to be in the 80s again. We don't really see the big weather cool down until the end of the weekend into next week. Right now, sitting into the upper 70s, lower 80s for the Valley. 81 in Delano, along with Bakersfield, 77 in Taft, and then for the mountains, we have 70s as well. Frazier Park at 77, 75 in Tehachapi, and Lake Isabel at 73. Still looking at a little bit of cloud cover along the coastal areas this afternoon. Interior part of the state in the clear, and that's the way we're going to keep it. 79 in Sacramento, Fresno at 77, and upper 60s for LA and San Diego. In terms of our highs around the state today, upper 80s in Sacramento, 89 in Fresno, 70s down to the south in Vegas, in the lower 90s with a high of 91. So above normal temperatures will end on Thursday. Good news there. Air quality is slowly improving here. Dust off the jackets because I talked about the cool down. 60s will return by Sunday, and then no rain expected for October 2020 as of right now. We'll hope to get some rain next month. As we take a look at the air quality, unhealthy for sensitive groups, your AQI at 101. That number is improving, so that is good news. Today we'll look for the upper 80s. Bakersfield should be right near 87, along with Delano, 86 in Wasco, 85 for Buttonwillow, for the mountains in the Kern River Valley today. Sunny skies and northwest wind, 10 to 15, 76 in Pine Mountain Club. Tehachapi right near 81 for the Kern River Valley, upper 80s. Lake Isabel at 88, and then for the desert, looking sunny today, 89 in Mojave, and a southwest wind, 10 to 15. Here's a look at that extended forecast, and you'll see the cool down. I think you're going to like it. 83 tomorrow, 77 on Friday, a few clouds for the weekend, and 60s on the board Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. As we take a look at the mountain forecast, 74 for tomorrow, and then 60s Friday and Saturday, 50s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And then as we take a look at the Kern River Valley forecast, you can see the cool down as well. We're right near 83 for Thursday, and then look at the 70s that come into play here, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we'll be in the 60s. That's a look at your forecast. We'll be right back.
Final preparations are underway for tomorrow's presidential debate. Now, President Trump and Vice President Joe Biden will face off tomorrow night for the last time before the election at Belmont University in Nashville. The setup for the debate looks much like the first, with President Trump and Joe Biden both on stage with moderator NBC White House correspondent Kristen Welker. One difference this time, the candidates will have their microphones cut off while their opponent delivers initial 2-minute answers to each of the debate's 6 topics. The Commission on Presidential Debates announced that on Monday night. Members of the audience will be required to wear a mask. The President, Biden, and Welker will not be wearing masks. The debate is scheduled to last around 90 minutes beginning at 6 o'clock. And voters in the Golden Empire continue to send in their ballots. According to data from the California Secretary of State's office, more than 74,000 people in Kern County have returned their ballots so far, an increase of more than 10,000 just since Monday. The figures mean 17% of Kern voters have returned their ballots. And good news here, of the returned ballots, more than 98% were accepted. 883 were not. We have a call into the Kern County Elections Office to inquire further.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.